let me say some few things about mental discipline because I think it will help our audience.
Yeah.
Let's look at the source of mental discipline. The only source of mental discipline is hard training. Let me say that again. The only source of mental discipline is hard training. The kind of hard training that builds mental discipline include the following. Now you can write that list down. Our viewers, you can write it down. Number 1, learning to survive in life without a salary. Number 2, striving to be multitasked in the midst of uncertainty. Number 3, having sleepless nights in order to maximize time and your potentials. You should go and listen to the story of the successful people and you understand this one.
Yeah.
Elon Musk was narrating his story when he said there was a time that he worked for 22 hours and just rested for 2 hours. He admits that he was at the point of death. And then he will tell you that to succeed, you must have a high pain threshold. So success is not for lazy people, people who are not, who don't want to pay no price. See that? You must be willing to have sleepless nights in order to maximize your time and your potentials. If you're able to do that consistently over time, that's hard training. It builds into your system that kind of mental discipline that you require to face anything. Mental discipline also comes when you are able to be in charge of yourself during the day, even after refusing to sleep the previous night. So you can decide not to sleep the previous night, and then the following day you are still in charge. You don't go about dozing off. Mental discipline also comes when you master how to process large amounts of data and information available to you, and you're able to make meaning out of them. Mental discipline comes when you're able to learn and practice for long hours in order to be a master in an area of study or practice. These are certainly very hard. Mental discipline also comes when you're able to endure all the pains. Watch this list carefully. You're able to endure all the pains associated with rejection by friends and family, living a seemingly lonely and isolated life because of your beliefs, principles, and convictions, living your life in the midst of all the evil machinations of your enemies against you, living your life when people misunderstand you and hold the wrong opinions about you. You should be able to endure all the pains associated with the evil people and the negative circumstances threatening your very life and survival. If you're able to do that, you can build mental discipline. Mental discipline is built when you're able to endure all the pains related to the thoughts about what the unknown future may bring to your life. So you're able to control the fear of the unknown. These are some of the sources of mental discipline. Mental discipline comes from the right brain. So in effect, to get mental discipline, you must go through hard training. Watch this model. Hard training is the source of mental discipline. And when you have mental discipline, it gives you a strong will and determination to succeed. That strong will and determination enables you to make the right decisions even in the midst of pressure. And then once you make the right decisions in the midst of pressure, you succeed. And then when you get that level of success, it also brings to you some new lessons and experience. You would have acquired some new lessons and experiences which will now feed into the hard training that you still have to go through. So this is like a vicious cycle. It never ends. Therefore, success, as you can see, moves in a vicious cycle. So you can never truly say that, okay, I have arrived. Because by the time you think you have succeeded, you acquire new lessons which are now going to feed into another dimension of hard training you need to build another level of mental discipline, and you go like that. So you can never truly end the journey to success. And I like what John Maxwell said. He says success is a journey. It's correct. It's a cycle.
So you never get to the point where you said, I've arrived, I'm truly successful.
No. Because at every point in time that you think you are successful or you've arrived, you realize there are things ahead of you that you still have to do. That's the power of what it means to be human. Okay? The Creator has deposited the future inside us. See that? That's how powerful it is. So you can actually conceptualize the future. Okay, so I think I am done.
Speaking about the types of brains and all that, according to scientific data,
Okay.
no two brains are exactly alike. And many educators are oblivious of this fact. And then it's been proven that our brains have the same level of uniqueness as our fingerprint. But anatomically speaking, each of the brains is very similar to one another in terms of the blood vessels, the collection of water, the synapses, and the fat. However, when it comes to how the brain works, it is completely different. So this was done by researchers. So it's more like, I want to use the analogy of, let's say, a doctor prescribing the same medicine to all his patients,
Who obviously have different
diseases and
conditions.
conditions. But this doctor prescribed the same medicine to all these patients, and then we can imagine how the damage is going to be. It's going to be lethal and brutish. But it looks like in our educational system, you have different students who come together, as in our tertiary institutions, and I don't know the ratio, but we've all been through the system, and then we can see how sometimes the class is extremely large, especially if it's core. Some students even stand outside, and then you have this same lecturer using the same approach, teaching these same students the same way, and then at the end, we are supposed to account for whatever he has taught us, with each of us having unique differences in terms of our giftings, our potentials, and how we even appreciate things together. So how do we deal with a situation like this? Should the courses be tailored towards meeting the needs of the students, or we should now reduce the number of sizes, or the lecturer should be gifted enough to be able to identify the unique differences among the students and then make them at the point of their needs? If that is going to be the case, then it means that we should have a lecturer who genuinely loves what he's doing, to have that kind of time. Most of the lecturers we have, they come to the lecture, they are even in a hurry to leave. They will come late but want to leave early. Some will come. I've had lecturers who told us that they have other important things they do, downplaying the students sitting there. So how do we deal with a situation like this? Because at Training Consult, what we do here is different. When it comes to the test institute, we utilize the one-on-one, and then we design the courses to meet your need. Yeah, so I want to take on.
Yes, this is a very important scientific research, which is true, that no two human brains are the same. That is true. We have a lot of evidence in the field of neuroscience. It's rather sad that the educational institutions do not want to admit that simple fact for obvious reasons. Number one, many of the people, like you said, teaching in the academy are doing so because of a paycheck. They are not doing so because they love to teach. That's why when government doesn't pay their research grants, they will go on strike. They are telling you that, look, we are here because of our money, not because of you guys. Number two, because many of them are teaching just because of the paycheck, they are not naturally gifted teachers. There's a difference between those who teach for a paycheck and those who teach because of passion. It's a difference between the two. Okay, so anything that you cannot do for free, okay, or you cannot do passionately, you are probably not gifted in it, and you can see them. That's why they teach that way, they lecture that way, and they try to pretend by telling you that, you know, at the tertiary level, you are not supposed to teach. You lecture. Stupid. You lecture, so you are supposed to also, you know, help yourself, you know, by going to study and all of that, as if they are giving the resources, as if when you go to, say, BAM library, you have all the resources you need. You don't have it. You understand that? So it's a real problem. That's why you see that in some of the advanced economists who appreciate some of the implications of some of these research findings, like the ones you are referring to, you see that now when it comes to instruction, the focus is on the teaching pedagogy. I'm sure we will go into that maybe later. The teaching style, the teaching pedagogy, and how it synchronizes with even the learning styles. You see, so because the brains are different, the learning styles are also different. I'm sure maybe we'll talk about that later, but for example, we have visual learners, people who learn by pictures and images. Then we have auditory learners, those who hear by sound and audio. And then we have kinesthetic learners, those who learn by doing. Mm-hmm. And then we have some who are a combination of maybe two or more of these learning styles. The evidence shows that majority of people are visual learners. They learn by what they see. Okay? And then followed by kinesthetic learners who learn by practicing what they are learning. And then only a few learners learn by what they hear. It is rather sad that in the tertiary education system, the teaching pedagogy is basically targeted towards auditory learners.
Yeah.
Because they use sound. Okay, in most cases, it's just in recent times that people started using slides. But even look at the slides, are they enough to help you visualize what they are talking about?
Scanty information.
That's the problem. And then how many of them will even apply the kinesthetic approach, as in they are teaching you a theory, okay, and then they'll practicalize it, they'll demonstrate it with a real life example. They won't do that.
No.
That's why, like you were referring to our institute, that's why everything we do here is different. That's why we have those kind of results, because you see that we are employing a certain philosophy which is rooted in scientific research. So over here, we give you the theory and we apply it immediately.
Yes.
With some software.
With real data.
With real data for you to see that, okay, this is how it works. You understand that? That's very important. So you see that that's not certainly what they do in the traditional educational institutions, and that's why many of the students get frustrated. Again, the issue of the instructor-student ratio is very key, like we were talking about. In most of the advanced economies, they are trying very hard to reduce that ratio to make sure that you can have maybe at a point in time one instructor just teaching at the undergraduate level. You may have one instructor just teaching about 15 students or 20 students. At the master's level and doctoral levels, they even reduce it further. So at the master's level, you may have one instructor, professor, teaching, let's say, 10 master students. At the doctoral level, you may have one instructor just supervising maybe just 2 or 3 PhD students. The reason is because they want to be able to have time for the students. Okay? Even in certain places, they are also bringing in other instructors. So you can, it is not uncommon to see, let's say, 2 or 3 instructors handling maybe 20 students at the undergraduate level, which in Ghana, I think is worse.
Yes.
It rather makes life more difficult for the students.
Maybe we'll make on that later, because it's really worrying.
Yes. The goal was not to bring these instructors for each of them to come and set hard or difficult questions, okay, for students to fail. The goal was supposed to help so that all of them will be able to, handle the students in terms of, helping them. But in Ghana, it's rather to penalize the students. In fact, if you have courses being handled by multiple instructors, the probability that you get a C or fail is very high.
Yeah.
You understand that?
Yeah.
So that's the problem. So if we really want to solve this problem, I think that we need to look at what some of the other advanced economies are doing, because we have to try and reduce the numbers. But again, in Ghana, they won't do that. So the university would like to admit as many students as possible because of money. They need money. They need revenue. So they admit them, and they don't care about you. You can come first year, 500 students, 1,000 students. They'll put you in some lecture hall with one instructor standing there using a microphone, a lapel microphone that doesn't even sound well. It keeps breaking.
It keeps breaking.
And then he'll be holding it like this.
Okay, good morning. Good morning.
Okay, and then he's talking to you, and that's it. He doesn't care. So it's a real problem. Certainly, those are the kind of lecturers who like to set objective questions.
Yes, because of
the numbers.
Yes, because they don't want to sit down
They
and
don't
mark.
exactly. You see that? So clearly, it's a difficult problem, but I think that as I see it, the folks in the academy will not be willing to change because they need money, they need revenue, so they will still increase the numbers of students. And I'm not sure they are willing to pick up more instructors, because then government will also, at the university level, you can't just pick additional lecturers because government is the one going to pay them. So government will have to give it a go ahead. So they can also just pick a lot of instructors because of the increasing numbers of students. So I think the only option left for students is to go to private institutions like us.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, when you come here, you pay.
Yeah.
But you would get value, in fact, more value for your money. Because I don't really see how they can change, or they will change the system. I can't imagine, let's say, University of Ghana or KNUST, all of a sudden changing the system so that maybe you go to a department like social or sociology, as you call it, social or sociology department, and then maybe all of a sudden undergrad level, then let's say first year students in sociology are, let's say, 50 or 40. I can't imagine how they would do that.
No.
They won't do it. Or you go to African, those courses, African Studies, that department, those courses they do, that combined kind of courses. You see the numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, also the UGRCs that
Yes,
they have,
those
for example,
courses.
University of Ghana.
Yes. So I think that students will have to think or how to help themselves by learning and researching themselves, or consulting other private entities to be of help. I think that's the only solution available to them.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Polymath, for your time and for this
pleasure.
in-depth submission that you've given us, which is rooted in evidence. And I'm sure that the viewers are going to learn a lot from the things that you have shared. This is the Truth TV on Tremit Online. I told you that you are going to receive an advanced information which was going to liberate you, which was going to illuminate you, bring light, and direct your path as well. This show was sponsored by Trembit Executive and Staff Training. Over here, when you come, the teaching style or the teaching pedagogy is different from what you are used to. The courses are designed to meet you at the point of your need. And then because the facilitators are in touch with both the academy and also the industry, the courses are designed to meet you in that fashion. So at the Trembit Executive and Staff Training Institute, we say empowering leaders, strengthening institutions, and transforming nations. So we have corporate training, and our programs include research methods and data science, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. Now, you may think that we're just putting it out there. Just fake yourself and try us and see. Just test us so that they can go ahead and go and reveal our secret. That, these guys, they only came and then they spoke over zealously, and when I went, they didn't have anything to show. So just put us to the test. When we say we are going to take you through machine learning and artificial intelligence, and you doubt it because maybe you think that cannot be handled in any institution in Ghana here, just try us and see. We're also going to take you through accounting and finance, banking and finance, operations, supply chain and total quality management, corporate governance management and leadership, social enterprise and non-for-profit management, political governance and development economics, research, data science, software proficiency, entrepreneurship and business development, strategy, innovation, and decision making, which is very, very key. Public relations, human resource management, information systems and technology management, sales and marketing management, and many more. The courses are just too many. So when you call us, you can call us on these lines on 0244 103250 or 020 9433 532 or 0243 262372. Call us and then we'll meet you at the point of your need. Thank you so much for sticking with us. This has been the Truth TV show. My name is Max Olobin, and I was joined in the studio by Polymath Grofada, someone who is the CEO of Trembit Consult. He's also an educator. So I want to say thank you so much, and make sure that you subscribe to the channel, tell your friends, tell your family, share the video, comment, like, and then we also want to have your feedback. Thank you. So until we come your way again with the Truth TV show, I want you to say with me, the Truth TV show where evidence is the rule of the game. No, I didn't hear you. The Truth TV show where evidence is the rule of the game. The Truth TV show where we give you nothing but the truth. Bye.